My name is Jake Bauman, and my long term is: does the amount of sugar added in homemade ice cream affect its freeze time? For the testing, I did 8 different amounts of sugar. Everything else was held constant other than the sugar, and all the ingredients remained the same. The ingredients that were used were heavy whipping cream, milk, vanilla, sugar, and a pinch of salt. How much sugar? I did 3 containers, the first container with no sugar, the second container with half cup of sugar, and the third container with 3/4 cup of sugar. After recording that data, I realized that wasn't enough for a graph, and I had to make 8 different containers. So for the first container, I used no sugar. The second container, I used a half teaspoon. The third one, I did 1 teaspoon, and so forth. After that, I had to boil until it was bubbled, and the no sugar one ended up boiling the fastest, and the 3/4 cup sugar ended up boiling the longest. For my different test with the 8 containers, the one with no sugar did end up boiling the fastest, and the one with 12 teaspoons of sugar ended up boiling the longest. After that, it was time to freeze. I let the ice cream cool, and I placed it in the freezer with the freezer set at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Here are my times. 0 teaspoon ended up taking 240 minutes, and the 12 teaspoons ended up taking 495 minutes. And as you can see, as the teaspoons go up, so do the times. Here's my graph. It shows that whenever the teaspoons go up, so does the time. The final results: the first to freeze ended up being the no sugar, and that ended up taking 4 hours. The longest to freeze was the 12 teaspoons, which ended up taking 8 hours and 15 minutes. So the more sugar added, the longer it took to freeze. Everyone loves ice cream because of its sugar content. In this long term, I tested the freeze time for various concentrations of sugar. The results will be presented, including the surprisingly long time it took to make ice cream.